Are you someone who, looking at a medium to long-term projection, would be betting, all other things equal, let's leave aside that you're an American citizen, all the rest. Just as a capitalist, would you be betting more on the Chinese system than the American system or even the Western system writ large long-term at this point?
Well, I can say the following. It's not so simple. I think if the United States was at its best, it's a hell of a system, but they've got us outnumbered. You know, there are more than four times as many Chinese as there are Americans. And so that means if per capita income goes to half what it is in the United States, China will be twice as large. So China, and China's growing at a faster rate than the United States is. So most of those things say what you have is a big, effective competitor. I started to go to China. I know China very well since 1984 I started to go. And when I first went there, I would bring $10 calculators to people, and they never saw anything like that. Leaders of companies and government officials, and they thought they were miracle devices. And now in quantum computing and AI and so on, they're competitors. Since I started going there, per capita income has increased by 26 times. The life expectancy has increased by 10 years. The poverty rate has gone from 88% to less than 1%. It's certainly a powerful competitor, okay? And in that regard, and it's a bigger country, and bigger means more powerful too. So that's a tough competitor. And I don't know that the United States is doing its best in terms of being an effective competitor in its various ways. In many ways, yes, but in many ways, no, because we're also at each other's throats and we have these financial issues. And so at the end of the day, it will be just simply a matter of who is most powerful. And most powerful will really be primarily determined on how we are with ourselves.
If labor is no longer as important going forward, and increasingly we're looking at technology, that would imply that whether you have 1.4 billion or 400 million, the big thing that both the Americans and the Chinese have going for them is that they dominate all the technologies and nobody else does.
That's right. But when you look at it, the Chinese are turning about 8 times as many engineers out as we are, the United States. The population is bigger. It's certainly a competitor, and we certainly have to do everything we can to be strong. And that's why when I think about it, I'm 72 years old, and the America that I remember is a different, and grew up with, is a different America than it exists today in terms of like equal opportunity and the American dream, and then and us working in a sense together and doing amazing things like the space program and so on, those types of things. I'm not saying we're not doing terrific things. The best American universities are the best universities in the world, and there's a handful of those. But if you take the population as a whole and you look at the educational levels and those types of things, we have the problems we're talking about.